I was hoping that this book and what I'm saying would unite the family by them coming out and saying, yes, this happened, and we're sorry that it happened. My brothers and sisters by saying, finally, somebody spoke out, because they're not happy. Whether they say they are or not, they're not happy.
And they have all approached me at different times, and they've cried, and they've said, I'm terribly afraid of my father. It's a shame, but I can't stand to be in the same room with him. And they would always refer to him as, I hate him, I hate him. He used to play this game with me all the time. And say, Latoya, tell me the truth. If Joseph died, would you care? Would you cry? And I would say, why would you say that, would you? He goes, you answer first. I go, no, you answer. He says, no, I could care less. I wouldn't cry. I wouldn't miss him at all.
His book, Moonwalk, really didn't scratch the surface that you've really dug up.
No, because, again, this is very typical of a very dysfunctional family, and it shows you that he only wanted the public to know what he wanted them to know. Michael will only tell you what he wants you to know, and the rest of the family will too. But it's not as sweet and apple pie-ish as they say. It's not the life that people think it is. It's very sad, and the only reason I'm speaking out is to let people know that it's okay to speak out and say that this family is dysfunctional, or what we've done was wrong, what my parents did to us was wrong.
The thoughts of suicide, did you have them or all of your siblings?
I can't say all of my siblings had them, but a lot of them did. Yes, they did have them. They tried to commit suicide. They've spoken about it. You have to realize, Larry, that we lived a very, very unhappy life. There were so many of my brothers and sisters who talked about and made attempts of committing suicide. The point of the matter is, it's not which brother and sister tried to do it. The point of the matter is that we lived in a household that would drive you to do something like this. My parents laid down certain rules, and one of those rules, of course, were you were not to leave home unless you were married, and of course I wasn't married, and they felt that I belonged at home. You have to remember, we were raised very secludedly. My parents really kept a tab on everything we did. They would never really allow anyone to come really near us.
Why did you wait so long to get out of the house, Latoya?
I tried to leave several times, actually. And my parents are very good with throwing these guilt trips on you, saying you can't leave the house, you're a Jackson, and somebody's going to follow you, and they're going to kidnap you. And my father, he took my luggage, and he threw it back in the room, and he threw me in the room, and he closed the door and says, you're not going anywhere. You have to know this person. He's a very strong and robust man who pushes you back, no, you're not going anywhere, and if you do, I'll find you and bring you right back here. And your mother saying, don't go, Latoya. And Janet saying, it's not worth it, stay home, it's not worth it. Sent my father several letters, actually, but my father's the kind of person, he didn't acknowledge them. And when he would come home, it was very, very difficult for me because he would never mention it. And I would wonder, did he get that letter? Until that one day, and he came home and said, that's it, I'm not letting you go. I'm going to hold on to you. But it got to the point where I felt that it's my life, and I'm growing up, and I need to experience, and I need to kind of wet my feet a little bit.
Why did you marry your husband?
Because I had to.
Why?
Because my parents had kidnap attempts out after me, which I didn't believe. And the only way that I could protect myself is to have the last name Gordon. And I was performing one night, and the minute I got off the stage, my manager said, come with me, and I said, where? He says, I'm going to marry you. I said, you can't marry me. I don't even like you. He says, but you must marry me. He says, I have to protect you. The only thing you can do now is marry me, and your name will become Gordon, and you'll be my wife, and they can no longer say that or do that to you.
There's been 2 major kidnap attempts on Latoya that were stopped, that were paid and financed by Michael Jackson.
And I find it very ironic that my parents, who hate Mr. Gordon, and they didn't want this to happen, but they pushed us into a marriage that we didn't want, that I didn't want.
Still, you posed for the Playboy. Was that a way to punish your parents, or to say, now I'm grown up and I do whatever I want to do?
It was a way to show them that this is my independence, and I do what I choose and what I will. It's also a way of getting back at the religion to show them that you don't control and dictate to me anymore.
Well, you have to realize that when I did Playboy, of course, my parents were the first people that I thought about, and I said, well, gosh, what are they going to think? But then again, I've mentioned several times to Phil, it's my life, and I have to live it for me. I've lived 30 years of my life for my parents, and don't you think it's time for me to live for Latoya now?
Has the family generally been supportive here?